retirement is not what I thought. It's good, don't get me wrong, but this place we have out here, it's a full-time job. I enjoy keeping it up. It's rewarding. One thing I find that will never go away is the competitive fire that I guess made me as successful as I was. I wasn't the most athletic, wasn't the tallest, wasn't the fastest, all those things, but I was very competitive. And, I would get the question all the time, well, there's no replacing playing NFL football. How do you do that? Blah, blah, blah. You don't. I thought, just listening to guys who had retired, whether it be sports or whatever, they say, you got to find something to do. You're going to be bored sick. And you're just going to. And so I was kind of nervous of, would I be sitting around, twiddling my thumbs, and I got to do something. And that, for me, that has never happened.
So, I'm guessing you have the home gym too, judging by the guns, how it's still working.
They got a little gym, and what's funny is I actually work out more now than I did when I played. And that's probably not necessarily true. I worked hard, but it was more, now it's kind of as it should be. If I feel like doing something, I do it. Yeah. But if you'd have told me when I left football that I would go in a weight room and actually work out, I would have said you're absolutely crazy. Because it was just a job for so long. You had to do it or you would get fined. And we all know that there's something that you're told to do. It's not near as fun. It was like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna get fined, or I'm not gonna be up to par, or I got to run. And probably the first year and a half, I didn't do anything. Didn't run, and I got up to 250.
Did you really?
But I was eating well. I was eating way too well. And so I actually ran a 5K, which I'd heard about 5Ks. I'd never even thought about running one, but I actually didn't know what a 5K was. I knew it was somewhere around 3 miles. And my wife and several of her training buddies were running in a 5K here in town for one of the local churches. And she said, will you drop us off and pick us up where we finish? And I said, sure. So on the way over, I said, I may run with you guys.
This is when you're 250?
I was 248.
Okay. Let's be precise.
Yeah, and so I said, I can, I probably can't run at your pace, but surely I can run. I said, what is a 5K? It's 3.1. I said, yeah, I can do that. I made it 70 yards, honestly. Maybe 70 yards. And I thought I was going to die. My calves first was the first thing to get me, and then my chest. And I realized then how out of shape I was, in that if I just continued on that path, the effects of football are going to start showing at some point. And if you don't do anything, they're really going to show. And I had little kids passing me. I think I don't even say I ran it in 48 minutes. It was run, walk, but it was like 48 minutes. And I had little kids pass me and saying, oh, Mr. Brett, you're doing so good. I was like, so I started running.
12-year-old, 13-year-old?
They were all blowing past me. The competitive part in me says, hey, you need to go out and you need to burn it off, or you need to stay in shape. Can you run a mile? What's the fastest you can run a mile? I never thought before I retired that I would ever try to run a mile as fast as I could.
That's how you run your mile?
Well, on occasion I'll do it just for kicks and giggles.
Yeah.
And afterwards I'm like, you're crazy. But I think that's the competitive spirit that all athletes, especially the top tier athletes, have.
Yeah.
What do you do with it when you're done?